Microsoft working on a cheaper version of Xbox Series 10, leaked documents reveal, the Indian Express. NASA releases stunning 10-year time-lapse of the Sun. Watch, NDTV. Survey says, you want to pay less than $400 for the OnePlus Nord, Android Authority. Reports, Dr. Disrespect permanently banned from Twitch, Essentially Sports. How Cyberpunk 2077's Night City was made to get lost in, GameSpot. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 announced for Switch, Gematsu. How long will Google employees be able to work from home? Google CEO doesn't offer details, Forbes. In video, spacewalking astronaut loses mirror, newest space junk, Infonews. COVID-19 related surcharges unpopular but businesses warn of other price increases, CTV News Montreal. Call of Duty 2020 rumor reveals controversial features and details, comicbook.com.